Alright, so it's almost time to start building our arrows for elk season, deer season. Um, I've used a lot of nocks over the years, all the expensive ones, um, Luminox, nocturnals, and I like them. There's nothing wrong with them, except they're expensive. So last year I decided to go with a cheaper set of nocks, um, and they honestly work great. So this company sent me some nocks to try out, and you can see they're still sealed up. I got them a couple weeks ago and just haven't had time to check them out just because I was getting done with spring bear season. But we're gonna open them up and try them out. These things are $17.99 I think on Amazon, and when you're paying, and you get 6. So I mean, most people buy like a half dozen or a dozen arrows, Illuminox, and those things. I think they come in 3s, and they are not cheap. These things come in 6. They're $20 basically, $17.99. And I haven't had to deal with the warranty, but the guys at Keaup assure me if there's a issue with any of these, that you can gladly send them back and they'll replace them. I mean, realistically, if there's a problem, it's $18. If it doesn't light up, it's not that big a deal. I did use, like I said, I used these last year. Me and 2 of my buddies all used these. We all killed deer with them. One went through an elk, and none of them failed at all ever. So for $18, I'm gonna try them again. I also shot some 3D shoots with them last year. I shot not the Northwest Mountain Challenge, but some of the shoots over at Poodle Creek, Cascadia Bowman. So we're gonna open these things up. Try not to throw them all over the house. Perfect. First thing I want to check is make sure they all turn on. These things, what I like about them is with the Illuminox and stuff, you have to have like a little pin or a pocket knife to get up in there. And these things, you can use your thumb, but it's still string activated. When you shoot, it pops that little guy in there. But I mean, that's bright. And last year, where I shot my deer, I couldn't find the arrow during the day, so I actually let it sit there, I don't know, 13, 14 hours until I had time to go back in at night and get them. And it was still lit up just as good. Whoops, gotta go the right way. There you go, nice and bright. 2, 3. Number 4, nice and bright. You can also get these where they blink, they strobe, different colors. 5. 6. So all of them seem to work. These are gonna slide right into my Easton Axis arrows that I am gonna be getting this year. I have a couple from last year. I'm not going to put these in that. I have a couple from last year that have the nocks in them from last year, but they've been shot hundreds of times by now, and so these are a new set. I won't need the inserts. They give you the inserts. There, they give you all the diameters that you need in the bushing types. The other thing with these, because if I'm going to go on a cheaper route, I want them to be the same. I got some fancy, I think these are Smith Brothers practice tips. So that's 100 grain. That's what I shoot, 100 grain. 100 grain. Alright, so that's both of those. We just want to make sure these all weigh roughly the same, like within. So we got 22, 18, that's kind of a big difference. So that one I would probably mark and set on like a target only arrow. As far as when I'm, it's 22. when I'm getting arrows that are ready to hunt, I make sure they all weigh the same. 22. 22. So 5 out of 6 weigh 22, and one, actually, look at that. It was just me. It weighs 22. Do them all one more time just to make sure. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. So I was wrong. They're all the same. Perfect. Then the way I do it is I just, when I stick them in the arrow, I put the switch up towards my fletching that points up, and so they're all indexed the same. And I've never had a flight issue with them. I shot up to 100 yards last year at paper, and my deer I shot at 57 yards, and I shot it through the heart. So, I mean, they work. Once I get the arrows made up down at the bow rack, I will post a video with those things on there and run them through a few times and see how they do. But these things are awesome. For 18 bucks, you can't go wrong. And I guarantee you all my buddies are going to be shooting these things again this year. If you miss an animal, it's not going to be because this fails. Like, it just doesn't fail. So, all right.